Yianni from Yiannimize. Now, Yianni, take us. I mean, apparently I heard you were doing a rapping show earlier. Unfortunately, I missed it. So, I mean, how would you liken your rapping? Is it sort of 2 Chainz, Eminem, or Jay-Z? What sort of style of rapping is it you do?
So it's going to be that sort of interview, Tiff, yeah? Is that how we're going to start off?
But the truth is, you don't actually do the rapping yourself. This is amazing.
No, I can't rap. I've got a fantastic team that work for me, and they rap all the cars, all the high-end cars that we do.
But it really is a phenomenon. That's a terrible word to try and say on camera or in an interview. You get 6 million people watching your raps. How has this developed and grown? How long has it taken to get to that level?
So, I'm originally a businessman, so I'm an entrepreneur. What's funny is people call me a YouTuber. I'm 40 years old, so when someone calls me a YouTuber, it's a bit weird. But probably over the last 3 or 4 years, it's really grown. And the reason it's grown massively, very quickly, is due to my client base. I have a very, very high-end client base. So for my younger audience, we have people like KSI. Everyone knows KSI. He's got 15 million subs. KSI would be straight over your head.
Is that Kellogg's Cornflakes? Kellogg's KSI? No, don't know that one.
Okay, for someone like yourself, would say Gordon Ramsay, One Direction. So pretty much.
But who began with? How long have we been rapping cars for? I mean, you see it a lot nowadays, but it's still quite a new thing to do, isn't it? Do you know the history of wrapping cars in different colours?
Rapping has been around a long time, and if you think of back in the day the vans, Sky Sports vans, like the rear end where you see like the Simpsons or the football, that is rapping, and it's digital print rap. The only difference is we do colour changes now rather than putting pictures all over the vehicles.
It began really with putting company names on vehicles was the sort of start of wrapping things, and then just changing the colour scheme was a development of that.
Exactly that, and it's just because you can change a colour very, very quickly. If you've got a black car and you want to make it white, you're going to have to end up selling that car. It just works out a lot easier to just literally wrap it and then strip it back off when you get bored.
And what about with, when you have accidents now, the cost of the respray is part of the insurance claim. Do the insurance companies take wrapping as an alternative to respraying a car, or is it hard to match a manufacturer's colour?
Right, so insurance companies now love the wrapping. So if you damage a car, for example, let's say someone keys your door, you would need to repair that door and blend the whole side of the car in to get a match. If you've got a wrapped car and someone keys your door, because it comes on a roll, it's actually a perfect colour match. So literally, just rip the door off and redo the door again. So you only have to do 1 panel rather than 3. And I'll turn that car around in 1 day rather than being there for 5 days. You need a courtesy car, costs more money. It's cost effective.
But that's if the whole car's wrapped. I mean, you can't match colours on a painted car. Is that hard to do, or you can't quite do that yet?
So you have a lot of customers that have painted colours cars that they want the exact match. It's not like a paint code. You can get probably 95, 98%, but you can never get 100% match compared to a paint.
So how long does it all take then? So if I wanted to wrap my car in a new colour for tomorrow, how long? I mean, obviously your waiting list with Yianni is pretty long, but
Everyone wants to get their car done yesterday. We normally run an 8 to 9 week wait list approximately.
How long does the process take for a whole car wrap?
So if we have a car in, for example, on a Monday, we'll base it on, let's say, a Range Rover in white, and you want to wrap it in matte grey. Because you've got a white car, you're going to wrap inside the door shuts as well to give it like the perfect finish. That car will be finished by Friday. My wrappers are rapidly quick. They're really, really good. So,
but when did you start putting on YouTube? When did that sort of take off? It's a business first, changing cars' colour schemes. And when did the YouTube thing start to kick off?
So social media, really. It was social media. So Twitter back in the day, and then obviously Instagram. Instagram, it might as well be made for me because it's the perfect tool for me to get my business out there because I've always got something to take a picture of. So we put it on Instagram, and then obviously we started doing videos. I started back in the day on, I don't know if anyone remembers of Fast, Furious and Funny, which was a long, long time ago. We started doing that, and then we set up my own channel, and it just blew up from there. When you do someone like KSI who's got 15 million, you get a lot of subscribers very, very quickly.
And obviously your talent is that you create for different people, you create cars. But how do you do that? Do you sort of look at a person and decide, well, he's the sort of person that likes blue or he likes green? Because you've obviously got your favourites, but you can't make every car your favourite colour. How do you interpret what the customer wants? Do you push colours on them, or do you just let them ask whatever they want?
Usually a customer will have an idea when they come to us. But because we're doing it a long time, I've had customers say, Yianni, do whatever you want. Here's my keys. do whatever you want and I'll come and collect it. And we've done that in the past. 9 times out of 10 they've been happy. We've had the odd occasion where they're like, wow, that was a bit of a shocker. But usually they trust us.
You can redo it, or you haven't spoilt the paintwork underneath, so you can redo it if the customer doesn't like it, you just peel it off and go again.
But that's the advantage with wrap. So literally you can wrap a car. Listen, when you're wrapping cars like a Bugatti Veyron, or you're wrapping a Ferrari or a Lambo, people that have got these expensive cars are not going to risk their paint job by putting a wrap on it if they're worried about what happens when you take the wrap off. And because of that, listen, the best example I can give is, you've got a £100,000 car and you want to change the colour of that car. Usually back in the day you'd have to sell that car and then buy another vehicle. You're going to lose £30,000–40,000. You can spend £5,000, give or take, maybe even less, and get a new colour straight away. You've kept the car, it's still original, it feels like you bought a new car. A lot of customers, they go back to their house and, oh, you bought a new car? They're like, no, we just had it wrapped. And some people don't even know what wrapping is.
What about for protection? I mean, yeah, we get stone chips on paint scheme. How does a wrap take? Does it tear more than paint with stone chips?
So a lot of people use a thing called PPF, which is paint protection film. We don't actually do that. I've got friends of mine that do that.
That's the see-through stuff.
That's the see-through, that's the clear. But putting a colour on it, you can still protect the paintwork, it still helps it with stone chips. It just protects the car, even like from bird poo, which has got like an acid product, which will leave a stain. It just protects the car for everything that you do. It's a great product.
Doesn't it ever start peeling off at the edges? I mean, it's amazing. Does it go round overlap, or is it just a knife edge cut? I've never seen the intricacy of how it's finished off, like where doors close.
Okay, so paint protection, they finish on the edge. My guys will go inside and then seal it, so they'll protect it with like a gloss black underneath. So we actually finish inside. So if you look at a car and you do a gloss finish, you wouldn't know that car was wrapped.
Well, no, can you do everything? I mean, does the surface have to be nice and smooth, or can you do a sort of a canvas roof?
Right, so you can only wrap onto like a shiny surface. I'm not sure how many people saw us do Wrap Attack today, and people give us loads of different items. As long as it's a shiny finish and it's smooth, we can wrap onto that.
I was thinking you could wrap your jeans, you know, because there's some holes in them, Yianni. So if you could, but that won't work then. You can't wrap cloth.
You can't wrap cloth. I'm struggling out here, Tiff. Listen, we can't all be as wealthy as you.
So now, you're big, I mean, it's global. This is the great thing about the internet. I mean, do you do stuff at American clients, or are you mainly based in the UK at the moment?
I'm based in the UK. We've got Yiannimize Qatar, we've got Dubai pending. The problem is I can't be everywhere, so it's very, very difficult. The advantage with the Middle East is that there's only a few hour time difference. In America, we're asleep here, they're awake, so it's very, very difficult. I've got customers that have sent cars from abroad, but I'm UK based. Listen, I play around with different things.
It's merchant, franchise it. It's a great name, you know. Does an American, you get an American Yiannimize division going.
Do you know what my problem with the franchise is? It is my name. So if you've got a company that's called Prestige, or you've got a company called Fantastic Cars, if that company goes down, you can just shut your company. It's my name. So if someone messes up, so if people want Manchester, Birmingham, Spain, if I franchise that out and they ruin my company, like, oh, that Yiannimize, they're useless. I like to keep a little bit of control so someone can't ruin my name. And I don't want to change my name.
Proud man. So how many cars do you do a year at the moment? What sort of numbers are we up to?
If you base it on between 5 and 8 a week, I would say on average, so we'll probably do anything 300–400 cars a year.
And how much client confidentiality, that's a complicated word as well. How much do you have to keep it secret? But some clients say you mustn't tell anybody this is my car, or are people happy to let you know that, you know, advertise, well that's, you know, Terry Lampard's car or something?
Terry Lampard.
What's it, Frank Lampard?
It's Frank Lampard.
Oh, he's a Chelsea player.
He doesn't know about football, does he?
Southampton just got a magnificent point out of Liverpool, I'll have you know. 0-0, come on Southampton, proper football team, none of these posy players. Anyway, if you've got any Southampton players, that's more important, then you can introduce me to. My kids can go and meet them.
Okay, well, Theo Walcott.
He's one of the ones
I've got all your ex-players.
Yeah. Our footballers, are you right into the football crowd? Then is one of your big
football players, massive. So we've done cars, I can sit here and name drop, John Terry, Didier Drogba, Sanya, Theo Walcott, Chambo, Hector Bellerin. I can sit here and name drop all day long football players, musicians. I'm really lucky that my client base, it's a snowball effect. If you're a celebrity, or if you're someone that's got a lot of money, people are always scared who to trust and who to work with. And as going back to your question about, do people do they want you to say what car they've got? The majority of my clients are happy with that, but I've got a lot of clients that be like, Yianni, don't post any pictures, don't show that car. and I'll just have it back. So whatever the person wants, I'm happy to do.
Wonderful. We have Yianni here. Any questions for Yianni? Any budding rappers out there? Anyone keen to know anything about how to wrap cars? How many competitors you have? I mean, you're in London. You're London-based, are you?
Yeah, London-based, North London.
Obviously, it's, you know, people think, well, that looks easy, I'll do it. You know, how many other companies are competing against you, say, in London at the moment?
There's loads of wrapping companies out there. I won't criticise anyone else. I'd like to think we're the biggest out there. We specialise in the high-end cars. But listen, we're not cheap. I don't claim to be cheap. I don't want to be cheap, but we are quality. We've been around a long time now. So if you get your car wrapped, based on the vinyl, we'll warranty that for 3 years. You don't want to spend £2,000 on a car and then 6 months later that company's gone. So you want to make sure that it's a good company.
Any questions for Yianni out there? Yes?
Oh yeah, you say you mainly specialise in sort of high-end cars. Would you do lower spec cars as well, sort of like Vauxhalls, Insignias and things like that?
Well, you're Rusty Polo.
Okay, so I'm sure I've got a lot of people out here. We wrapped 2 Vauxhall Corsas in the last probably 3 or 4 weeks. You saw that. So I don't discriminate against what car. If it's a Vauxhall Corsa, fantastic. If it's a Lamborghini, great. As long as the customer wants something done and they're happy to pay the money, it doesn't bother me at all.
What's fashionable at the moment in the sort of quality of the finish?
Matte black used to be the main colour. Satin black now, it's got a bit more of a sheen to it. That's probably the most popular colour, but we do a load of chrome. Chrome is massive money, but people love the wow factor. So I'd say satin black, matte grey and chrome.
I'll go matte grey. Match my hair, you see? Match my hair. Yes. There's a man round there, I can get to him. Someone's blocked off my avenue. Can you move that chair?
They're my kids, they can block anything they want.
Not on my stage, they can. All right, don't you start on my stage. It's my stage.
Sorry.
All yours, are they? 3 of them?
Oh, two.
Well, yes, young man first. I'll get to you in a minute.
What was your hardest car to wrap, Yiannimize?
Okay, so, do you know what? I'm going to do something else then, okay? So I don't actually wrap cars, but this person here who's turning away is Mark. And if you guys follow me, you'll know he's one of the Filipino boys, one of the brothers. Mark, hardest car that you've ever wrapped?
Diablo.
Lamborghini Diablo. Why?
It's just the shape of it, everything. It's just hard.
So basically, you made a mess of a Diablo once, and you're blaming the car rather than you having a bad day.
We never make a mess of anything. These guys are machines.
You never made a expensive colours?
Expensive colours? What do you mean? Like gold, silver? Like gold? Have a gold wrap.
We had a guy called Siva, he had his Bentley wrapped in gold, his Porsche Cayman wrapped in gold, and his Range Rover wrapped in gold. We do gold a lot.
How about real gold leaf? Can you add real gold to your wrap? What material is there? Is there a choice of materials now? Is it just one wrapping material that everybody uses?
No, you've got loads of vinyl. Listen, you've seen cars with velvet on it, which is quite interesting when it gets wet, because obviously it looks like a drowned cat.
Are there any cars here from the show that you'd consider for your next car?
Well, the next car he owns or the next car he wraps. What car you own? What do you drive around in?
So, I've got a Range Rover SVR Urban, I've got an SLS, I've just bought a new Lamborghini which arrived 2 days ago.
He's bought a Lamborghini.
It's a Lamborghini that arrived 2 days ago. I'll be revealing it next week.
Yes.
What's the strangest request you've had for a wrap?
I think velvet is definitely a strange request. Not easy to work with, and it looks shocking. It really does look shocking.
Would you tell a multi-millionaire footballer if he wanted one of those? No, mate, don't do it. It looks shocking. Or would you do it for him?
I tell a lot of my customers, because I've been around a long time, and we've got a mutual respect. I can actually be very honest with them rather than just do whatever they tell me. And a lot of time I've changed their mind on colours. I'm like, don't do that, it's shocking. I try to save them money.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, young. Yeah.
What is his favourite car?
What's your favourite car?
My favourite car would probably be a Koenigsegg, just because I really like the doors and like the shape of that vehicle.
Difficult to spell though. That's the only trouble with a Koenigsegg. It's difficult to spell.
Is there any cars you're bored of wrapping?
Honestly, I'd probably say Lamborghinis. We wrap Aventadors like they're smart cars. We've had probably 40, 50 Aventadors in, and people don't see them out on roads yet. I'll give you an example. So, if you turn up to the workshop in a Ford RS or an Escort Turbo, my guys will come out and they'll be like, oh wow, look at this car. You turn up in a Lambo Aventador and they hear it, so they'll put the shutter on, they'll look at it and be like, another Lambo, and they'll just go back in. I swear to God, it's ridiculous. We've been spoiled by the high-end cars we've actually had.
Do you plastic dip cars?
No, we don't. Plastic dip.
Can you just translate what plastic dip is to the people that aren't quite, you know?
Plastic dip is like a product that you can spray on the vehicle. It's like a rubber material. It looks very similar to wrap, but hasn't got the durability of it, and just doesn't look great. It doesn't last.
Sorry about your plastic dipped car, mate. You've done the wrong thing. Is this one of your sons asking you a question?
My nephew.
It's a question. Yes, nephew.
Alright. What is your favourite rapping colour, type of rapping?
Okay, that's easy. Either of my sons can probably answer that.
Rose gold.
Yep, rose gold it is. That's Andreas.
Andreas knows. Sorry?
Isn't that the most expensive though?
Of course it's the most expensive. It's Yianni from Yiannimize. He's not going to have the cheap stuff, is he? Yes.
Is there a car you've never wrapped?
Yeah, what car do you love to get and no one's brought it to you?
That's a great question, really, really good question. I would probably say that I'd love to get into the workshop is a Porsche 918. I actually want a Porsche 918, but that is the car I'd love to get into the workshop. We've had a P1, we've had a Bugatti, we've had monsters, but a Porsche 918 is something that I'd love to get into the workshop. Good question.
Yes, young man.
Have you ever wrapped a Hennessy Venom?
No.
Hennessy Venom. Where have you got a Hennessy Venom out of you?
At your young age.
Eh?
What's the most expensive car you've wrapped?
Probably the P1, I would say. P1, Bugatti. Yeah, I think P1 or Bugatti.
One more question. One more, just because you're at the front row.
What's your least favourite car you've wrapped?
And name the client.
Okay, something that my staff complain about a lot would be, I'm just looking at Mark, where's Nico actually? Where's Nico? I would say probably a G-Wagon.
A G-Wagon.
And I'm not a fan of G-Wagons either.
I'm not either.
They look great, they drive like rubbish.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure to have Yianni from a very different part of my motoring world. It's a growing thing. He makes lots of cars look fantastic. Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You even buy a t-shirt as bad as his downstairs. Have you got anything left? Have you sold the whole stand yet?
I think we've still got some stuff. I did say if anyone wanted some signs or a picture, I'm happy to do it now. Thank you so much. Good selfie there. So well. Yeah. Okay, yeah, not too bad. That's a good selfie. That's a good selfie, you've done well. Go again. Like that. Get good with the camera. Come on, Dad. So much people. Yeah. Is that okay? Is that okay, yeah? I've got to check, get permission, you know what I mean, from the parents. Okay, my pleasure, take care. It's been lovely meeting you, take care.